surgery, they have to cross the river twice or more. If they are going to Bansang, they'll cross the river. If they are coming to the RVH, they have to cross the river twice. And there was no ambulance. The best mode of transport would be ox cars. How many people today, maybe at DPS level or just cadet, whatever level, who were born on a donkey cart or an ox cart? It's a reality. But today, the North Bank has the best road, so then we celebrate. All these are achievements that are unprecedented in the whole of West Africa, including mineral and oil-rich African countries. We can raise our hands anywhere. We have a reason to celebrate the revolution. But what is more important, in our celebration, we must always be grateful to the Almighty Allah. Yes, we have problems to solve. We have a lot to be grateful for, to the Almighty Allah. On your way from Banjul to Kalaji at night, in those days it used to be very dark, today it is not. 30 years of our independence didn't give us that. 400 years of British rule never allowed us to dream of that. And then you hear this story about governance, good governance and democracy. The best good governance is to provide and serve your people, alleviate their suffering, move them from Stone Age to the 21st century, and that is what we are doing, and that is where democracy starts. They talk about human rights. Yes, we all respect human rights, because even as Muslims, that's what the Almighty Allah said. Don't offend people, don't do evil to people, don't do wrong to people, and that is what we're going by. But if they want to protect criminal rights over human rights, that is not going to work in this country. We have a long way to go. We need to buckle ourselves and a little bit of sacrifice. I told you before, those who made Japan what it is today worked for longer hours and for less pay. They are not the ones enjoying. Some of them are still around, but they are not the ones that are enjoying. But at least their grandchildren are today proud of a nation that was bombed back to Stone Age, and within 50 years too has become a world economic power. Well, do we need 50 years to become a world economic power? No. We need less than that. We have gone 18 years. We need half of 50 years to become a world economic power, and by the grace of the Almighty Allah, we will be there. Yes, salaries are inadequate or small, as others say. But if you look in the neighborhood also, you are better off than people with higher salaries. Some people tell you the country is difficult. Yes, of course. Do you go to heaven without dying? No. Can you go to heaven without praying and doing good? No. Life itself is a challenge. So, you cannot sit down and do nothing and expect life to be smooth and good for you. There is nothing like easy life. Even if you obtain money by just stealing, look at the agony you go through, the planning, and the fact that each time you go to town, you're looking behind your back, or over your shoulder, whether anybody is suspecting you. So even when you obtain money in a fraudulent way, you think that they are not sweated for it, your conscience makes you sweat for it. Because if your son or daughter comes and says, Daddy, how did you get the money? I say, hey, I'm working here. Yeah, but I know. But how much do they pay? And say, hey, you are too young to ask that. Your conscience is killing you. Is it worth it? And then you go to bed and say, look, maybe he had something at the school. Then you start wondering. Instead of sleeping, you wonder how on earth he got this idea of the question came to him. We used to have a Fuller man as an instructor when we joined the Gendarmerie then, that was depot. They were just moving out of field force to Gendarmerie, and all the instructors were field force. I think most of you might have heard of that old man. He was once a watchman at, I think, Gambia Commercial and Development Bank. It was called Pa Usman Jallo. He used to tell us, say, do what is right, fear nobody. But do what is wrong, be prepared to go to jail. He said, and he used to tell us, well, when they want you to do something that we thought was wrong, and he said no. He said, hey, son, you say you go to school? I said, yeah. Yeah, the way you learn it. The only thing you learn is to get into trouble. Let me teach you how to get out of trouble here. Say how? I said, why they punish you? Say, because I refuse to do the not correct. He said, who are you to say it's not correct? The law says obey obey and complain. He said, yes sir. Yes, I ever broke somebody in arm. So we all laugh. Say, what? Daddy, what did you say? You ever see yes, I broke somebody in arm? Say, well, no. Say, okay. Even somebody insult you, just say yes, sir, you go your way. That not go break your arm, you not go spoil your business. But this time you want to wahala, you fight, your arm they broke. Somebody when in a position to punish you tells you to do something and you say, no, sir. The bottom line here is, let us be honest. And let us always remember that the good that we do allows you to sleep well, have a sound sleep, and a clear mindset. The evil that we do drives our sleep away at night, and we are always thinking of things to do. Coming back to governance and democracy, can anybody tell me which Gambian, which of our uncles or great uncles during the colonial era went past standard 7? If you have your uncle or a grandfather who went past standard 7, tell me. And what was his job? None was ever a secretary. We are all clerks. Gambians were trained to be clerks in their own country. Even the secretary to the colonial governor was brought from UK. They tell us about democracy, and for 400 years, we were going backwards. 30 years of the so-called democratic government brought us nothing but tribalism, misery, and division, and more backwardness. Today, 18 years of a dictatorship with violations of human rights, Gambians are proud people. But now, at least, in 400 years, they never allowed Gambians to vote for anything. But in 18 years, we had 4 presidential elections. Who is more democratic then? Who voted for the British to stay in this country for 400 years? Was there a referendum? I'm just telling you because the world is 3 days. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow.